guys, it's Aisha Chidele. I'm an immigration attorney here in Orlando, Florida. I represent clients all over the United States and all over the world. As long as you're interested in immigrating to America, getting your green card, your work permit, or naturalizing, I will be able to assist you. So today I want to specifically talk about a question that I've been getting asked a lot by people coming to my office or calling my office, which is, what to file if they are in a relationship with a significant other outside, the United States. So, one of the phrases that I typically get is, should I just file a K1 because, K1 is just fiancé visa. Should I just file fiancé visa because I heard it's going to be quicker, to bring my, significant other here, or, I don't want to go the consular process in a marriage because it's going to take a longer time. And my answer to them and my answer to you is that it depends, because really at the end of the day, you have to take each case by case. We're looking at different factors that we use to weigh our decision. For instance, if you are the person that's outside, if your significant other outside the country works, has a wonderful job, is educated, or even if they're not educated, as long as they have a job that supports them and maybe their family, so maybe their immediate or extended family, some people might be supporting their parents, they might be supporting their younger siblings, or they might even be supporting their nieces or nephews. The question is, how long can they afford to be out of work while waiting for a process and timeline? You see, with the fiancé visa, you still have to first, come here, and then within 90 days, then file for your adjustment of status, which is essentially a file for your application for your green card. And then there's a process and a timeline in several months, before you're able to work. And you want to ask yourself realistically, if you take that time off, is the rest of your family going to survive? Are you going to be a burden? And then for you, the U.S. citizen, you also have to ask yourself the question, can you afford to take care? Obviously you have to do the sponsorship thing, but people co-sponsor, all the time. Can you afford for the person not to be working and you being the sole breadwinner while you're waiting for the process? Or sometimes, you might have a U.S. citizen spouse or U.S. citizen significant other here who's pregnant here and maybe has difficulties, in her pregnancy, and she can't work. But the person that's outside the country is the one working. So now you have that person, you have the, the significant other that's pregnant, and then you have the child on the way to support. So, in those cases, granted, we all want to be closer to our loved ones as soon as possible. While it appears that a K1 process might take a shorter time, but realistically, are you going to suffer, financially with being without work, or, not having that support system while you're waiting for the, for you to adjust while you're here? So in those cases, for instance, sometimes it's actually a better idea to get married in that home country, and then consular process just means the process of applying for your green card while you're in your own country, as opposed to here in America, so that when you come here, your green card will be ready for you, and then you can start looking for work, or maybe if you're going back to school, then you can start applying to schools or whatever. So, so these are just a few scenarios showing the kinds of examples, essentially, that people come to me for. And so the answer again is that, there's no one size fits all. My preference is always to sit down with you, a potential client, and then we just go over all the factors of both you and your significant other, and then we craft what is a better solution or a better process for you guys, ultimately, with the ultimate end goal of you guys being together, but being together in in a way that's conducive for both of you and for you to be successful, in your marriage and your relationship, and not bringing on undue or added stress, because of finances or whatever the case may be. And of course, this video is for informational purposes only, so of course I'm an attorney, but I'm not your attorney. So I'm just giving this information because this is something I get asked all the time. And, I just want to give you an example of why there can be variances, in the answer that I give people. Of course, if there's nothing, working back home and you don't really care, then of course, do the marriage, do the fiance visa and then come here, and it makes no difference. But again, it's always important. So when people call and say, well, which one should I do? Now you can understand why, it's very difficult to really give you one way or the other without really knowing, your particular circumstances of what's going on with you. And of course, if you are in this situation and you need some sort of legal guidance or counsel, or someone to strategize with you of what the best way is, definitely give me a call. My number is 407-995-6567. I would love to help you. All right, if you found this video helpful, I would love for you to like or love down below and share it with others. Thanks. Have a